What's good, people? I just want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Trilogy. Trilogy is an independent employees benefit consulting firm. They specialize in custom benefit solutions for employers and do not believe that one size fits all. They are passionate about helping employers create benefit packages that attract and retain top talent in their field. They believe education is key to employers and employees understanding and getting the most out of their employee benefits. You must check out Trilogy if this is a service that you need. Now let's jump into the episode. Welcome to the GuthrieAmerica podcast. We sit down with the amazing people who do life in our community and people who once did, because we believe every story should be told. I'm your host, Heady Coleman. Today, I am sitting down with Jeff Flury. Jeff married one of my classmates, so I can't wait to jump into that. But before we do, before we jump into this conversation with Jeff, would you please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast and leave a review? It would mean the world to us if you did. Also, I just want to say this. If you don't have a GuthrieAmerica tee, you should, and you can get one from Boutique 206. Jeff, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for joining me. You just got off work. No, you didn't work.
Well, I do work.
You don't work?
I had to do my chores.
Yeah. Now, these chores that Crystal left you or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
The mowing, weed eat.
All of that
clean,
stuff.
Yeah.
You said you'd rather been at work, like
yes.
Driving the truck or something like that.
A lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. Now, talking about Crystal and I graduated from high school. Your class of 1990, we're class of 1992. But I don't remember. Did y'all date or anything in high school?
No. Matter of fact, she didn't really care for me a whole lot in high school. And she'll tell you that.
So this was later in life that y'all
because I was
connected.
a car guy. She was into FFA and showing and all that. We were kind of, I guess, obnoxious, and we probably were.
Yeah. So tell me how you all, give us as much detail as you would like on how you all connected and ended up married.
Well, okay, I got to remember back that far.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. She might listen.
She worked at okay, I'm getting nervous. I'm going to use the Rubik's Cube now. She worked at First Capital Bank, and I was just starting in business there, and we kind of met through that, and we went out a couple of times. And
now, did you ask her out the first time? Or did she ask you out?
No, good question. I think we actually met with some other friends.
Okay.
And went from there. Gotcha.
And so how many times did y'all go out and you date before?
We dated for over a year. Over a year before
y'all decided to get married. Now, do you remember how you proposed to
her? Yeah. I had this all planned out, and plans never work out. But I had this all planned out, and her mom and dad had calves and cattle and cows and all that good stuff, and they were weaning some calves where we actually live now. And I was just fixing to pop the old question, and she gets a phone call, and they got dogs chasing the calves, trying to get the newborn calves down. And so she had to, I had to hurry up and ask her, and then she had to leave and go.
Are you serious?
Go shoot some dogs.
So you asked her, and she immediately went to shoot dogs.
Yeah, no answer. No
way.
Yeah, no
answer. She left you and did not answer?
Not till later.
So was it like, okay, I'm going to answer you, but I need to go do this?
Yes.
That is hilarious. So how long was it before
you? Oh, not long. That was that night, but.
How did you feel about that?
I kind of knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I can act confident now, but,
At that moment, were you as confident?
At that moment, I was like, oh, well.
Oh, my goodness.
Is this how this is going to be?
So this was over on college?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And so how long have y'all been married now?
Oh, see, since 98. What's the math on that?
Oh, my goodness. 98, 2008.
24.
24 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It doesn't seem that long. It really doesn't.
So then y'all had children. What was it like raising children in GuthrieAmerica?
It was good. I mean, it's always nice because I've never lived anywhere else. I was born and raised here, and it's a small community, and when you know everybody, and it was always comforting because I always knew the parents of the kids that they were going to their house and playing and their sports and different things, and it just gives you a sense of comfort, really.
Yeah. Had you ever thought about leaving Guthrie?
Well, at one time we thought about going to Crescent, and I don't know, does that stem of moving? I
don't even know if that counts.
I don't think that counts. I really don't. I don't think that counts.
Why were y'all thinking about? But why were you thinking about going to Crescent?
Cheaper living, I think, at that time in life. It was.
You were like, whatever we'll do to make it.
Yeah.
Let's move to Crescent.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! So
and I say that like we talked about it and had long discussions.
It
was pretty much hey, you want to move to Crescent? No, okay. So
so was it your idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
Yeah,
to come up with something else. That's not the move.
I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my goodness! Now, how far into your marriage were you thinking about moving to Crescent? Like, and I know it probably wasn't anything like really thought out, but
it wasn't, and it probably 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, not long.
Yeah. And tell us, how many children?
2.
2 boy, girls?
2 boys. I got Dylan, that's 27, that just turned 27 yesterday, and Clayton, which is 22.
Oh, nice. So raising boys, GuthrieAmerica was really good for you. Now, you grew up in Guthrie.
Yes.
When you were raising your kids, did you see a big difference in Guthrie in the way that when you grew up here versus the way they grew up here?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, of course, their ways are different than our ways.
Give me some examples.
I know you were going to ask me that.
Take your time.
For example, we all went and hung out uptown. We hung out at Sonic, or we hung out at an establishment. Dylan, my oldest, he didn't ever really do that. They didn't cruise town. They didn't make the rounds. They went to people's houses, and they had their own form of that. And then my youngest, now he kind of brought that back. His group, they did kind of cruise around and meet up, and they hung out, and
it wasn't like when we hung out.
No, I don't think the law would allow that anymore.
Why is that? Because here's the thing: I left, came back. And, like, the first thing you kind of look for, even though it's not like I was going to go out there and
hang
drive
out,
yeah. But I kind of look for it, and it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, where did everybody go?
I don't know. I don't know where it went. That's I don't know, because, our parents did it.
Yeah.
And it carried on from that generation. But, boy, not much after – I'm classing you. I know you're younger than I am, but I'm classing you in the same class.
In that sense, we are we're very close. So
shortly after our group, I think it diminished quite a bit, and I don't know why. But
you know what? I don't know if that was just Guthrie. Like, even I go to some other towns like Moore, or think about Edmond.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of that anymore either. And so let's talk about you in elementary school. Like. What was Jeff like in elementary school, and what are some things that stood out to you, and which schools were you at?
I was a model student. Yeah. I always behaved. Well, when I went to school here, I think kindergarten, that's before first grade.
Kindergarten.
Right?
Now, okay, here's a question. Kindergarten, was that Banner for you?
No, for me it was Central. In those buildings in the back. That was the first year. The buildings in the back, and Miss Chappell was my teacher.
Get out of here!
And now when I get to hang out with my dad on Friday at Katie's for breakfast, Clifton Chapel, they all went to school together, and I have coffee and breakfast with them on Friday, and that's his wife.
Oh, how cool is that?
Awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the things about it. I mean, you can get that in any city or small town, but, like, you're definitely more likely to have that happen in a smaller community, right?
Yeah, sure.
And so that is so interesting, because you're a couple of years old. I went to Banner for, I guess maybe it was pre-K.
Okay, I only went to public school to first grade. And then I went to St. Mary's until 5th grade, and then I came back to public school in 6th grade.
Yeah, because it's because St. Mary's didn't have 6th grade, right?
I think they used to go to 8th. I think the year I had to go back was the year they stopped.
They would kind of go back and forth on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spent some time at St. Mary's. So what was that like?
It was. I mean, I met some really good long-lasting friends. That that obviously had to
come over to
Guthrie too.
Well.
So we kind of had to stick together a little bit. Of course, I knew a lot of kids anyway, my age, and I had so it wasn't as, I don't know, maybe I'm a little more social than others, but it wasn't a big transition for me.
Yeah. Because all your friends carried over for the most part.
I didn't get my knuckles hit from the nuns.
Yeah.
But
did you really?
Oh, yeah, they threw erasers at you.
Oh, my goodness. Them nuns are wild.
They were wild.
They were really wild.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody was to describe elementary age Jeff, what would they say you were like?
I don't think I don't think I've changed a whole lot. I think I was always I try to be friendly. I try to get along. I've got a mischievous side, but I never was disrespectful, or I tried not to be.
Yeah.
And what I conceived as disrespectful. I'm sure I have teachers out there that are going, let me talk to him about that.
If you know Jeff Flury when he was a kid and you have a different story of him, please leave a comment, email me at headycoleman@gmail.com. Let me know. Leave it in a comment on social media if you're connected to this in any way. So
I don't know how I feel about that.
You feel like you kind of had the same rhythm as an adult as you did as a kid. Yeah.
I think I don't think I've changed much, and maybe I have, but I don't see. It doesn't seem like I have.
Got you. No, got you. So did you have? So let's leave at elementary. You went to school at the junior high.
Yeah.
Anything stands out to you about the junior high? Did you have a moment that you always think about from when you were in junior high or anything like that happening over there?
Mr. Young Swats lined me out.
I never got a swat by Mr. Young or Mr. Bennett. And I was a pretty, mischievous kid, but I made sure.
Mr. Bennett never got a hold of me. He might wanted to, but he didn't. But Mr. Young did.
He definitely got you.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Quinn was the principal.
And he got me a couple times.
Yeah, I was about to say Mr. Quinn did get me, but Mr. Bennett or Mr. Young, it's crazy how then you could swat kids, and now they wouldn't dare swat your kids now.
I begged them, don't call my mom.
You said, "Give me a swat."
Just beat me. But you can't. And I would encourage that with my kids. I mean, they would look. I'm like, just give them a swat. Oh, we can't do that. And I'm like, I'm not going to complain.
If you give them one, you won't hear nothing from me. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It would straighten a lot of our problems probably out. But.
Yeah. No, for sure. Now, did you ever walk downtown after?
Oh yeah, the Victor Mall.
Okay, so did you? Were you more likely to do that when you were in junior high? You didn't do that in high school. Did y'all go down to Victor Mall?
I was always older, so I don't know that it was when I was back in high school, but we walked every day in junior high, every day.
Yeah, downtown.
And yeah.
So you went to the Victor Mall. Was there some other places downtown?
Well, my best friend at the time in school was Toby Smith, and his mom and dad had the Sears store, so that was our hub.
Gotcha.
We went there and hung out.
And just hung out in the back or something like that? Did y'all just run through the store and make ruckus?
Yeah, it was wild.
They was like, please do not come to the store. We're trying to run a business here.
Exactly.
Now, did you ever get cherry limeades?
Oh, yeah. At the drugstore?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was it Mark's?
No, Lily's Drug.
Lily's, yeah.
Lily's Drug, yeah.
It was not as much as some, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't remember getting a whole bunch of them either, but I always remember it like it's one of the staples at that time that always comes to mind whenever I think about downtown Guthrie when I was a kid.
Yep.
And then J.C. Penney's. Did you ever go to?
Oh yeah. Ben Franklin's? What about Ben Franklin's?
Where's Ben Franklin's at?
It was it? Well, J.C. Penney's was on the north side, so Ben Franklin was on the south side, right?
No, J.C. Penney's was on the south side.
What was on the
North Anthony's.
Okay, well it had to be Had to be a few doors down then on because it was on the south side of Main Street, Oklahoma.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't remember being Franklin much. I remember people talking about it. I don't ever remember going there.
They had everything.
Yeah.
They had everything.
And then, so high school. Let's talk about high school. Did you have some favorite teachers or anything like that in high school? Like, what was you like in high school? Did you sense a little bit of a difference? Was there a pivotal moment? Like you like, man, I'm getting older.
Yeah. Man, you're gonna make me think back of teachers, and I had a lot of friends. I liked almost all my teachers.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Kennedy was the assistant principal at the time.
Assistant principal. Sykes was the.
Earl.
Earl Sykes was our principal.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. He was so chill.
Yeah, he was. Man, you're going to put me on the spot on the favorite. I don't want to say I have a favorite teacher because I had a bunch that I really liked.
Yeah.
They might not have thought I liked them, but I did.
You appreciate them.
Yeah,
you respected
them.
Yeah. Even though you didn't
Miss
like
Cochran,
out.
She has the patience of Job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because we put her through she was so nice. I apologize now.
Yes.
Miss Cochran.
There's so many teachers that I'm like, I was so. Yeah, principals too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like just honorees. So, but I'm thankful for all of them because they did their jobs. Like
yes, they did.
They loved me through it. They disciplined me. They gave me honest feedback, and so that was really good. Now, were you a person that would eat lunch in the cafeteria, or did you?
Mixed.
Did you leave?
Yeah, I tried to leave as much, but when they found out I didn't come back, I kind of had to start eating.
You was like, we let you go, but you gotta come back. So now
back.
You can't leave anymore because of that. And so now, I don't know if you recognize this or if you've been to the high school lately, but you used to, when you go out to high school on the south side of the building, there was that fence.
Yeah.
And you can go in and out.
Yeah.
They kind of call it like the Smoker's Alley or whatever.
Yeah.
They've closed that off.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even go through it
Really?
anymore. Yeah. I was so surprised by that. It's like, that's just a little bit of history being taken away from us because there used to be a place that you could walk through and go to the park or for the next fight or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Go down to the park.
That was the shortest distance to the park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cut straight through there. So tell me about so you leave high school, you stay in Guthrie. Mm-hmm. What are some things now that you really appreciate because Guthrie's kind of grown? Not that you didn't appreciate then, but what are some things that has happened in Guthrie that you're like, man, I appreciate how we've grown because of this?
Well, I wasn't always community minded. It just wasn't. I guess I didn't think it affected me. But now, over the last, Crystal has been very community minded for several years through United Way, Rotary, different associations that she's with. We're getting some. We've got some. EMI. Mm-hmm. Of course, we've had AutoQuip for a while. Yeah. We're starting to get some more business, district and that's a big difference. When we were in school, we had a few more smaller stores, McVickers mm-hmm. and some of the littler stores like that, and that we don't have now. So that I kind of sad about, but it's just kind of that way in our world with small business anyway. Mm-hmm. But now, the nursing home with Companion, they have a lot of employment availability, mm-hmm. and the nursing homes and then the other ones I've mentioned, to me, it's grown in that way that people can make a living in our community. Where before, everybody went to Edmond or Oklahoma City or Stillwater even, and now we're trying to get a good base here. Yeah. That's changed to me from then and now.
No, that's really cool. I never even thought about it in that way. You appreciate the small mom and pops. Yeah. But then you also appreciate some of those medium-sized businesses that
employ a bunch of people.
They can employ people and keep folks around. Talking about just employment and things like that, when did you get the entrepreneur bug? Did you always know that you would someday want to be an entrepreneur? Because you've had several ventures, right?
Yeah, I've had several ventures over the past 20, 25 years probably. I worked for a company for, let's see, when did I've always had like a business within a business or a business beside the business. And that was always fun when I was younger. I'm getting tired. I love what I do. I love what I do, but it's just getting tougher for the small town, small guy to you can't get any of the bigger discounts at different. When you're buying things, and it just when you're competing with somebody that's in my business trucking, you're in business with somebody that's got 50 trucks and I've got 4. My discount shouldn't be the same as that person because they're buying more, they're quantity buying, and that's just another thing that hits you. It's I'm still for it. I'm still for small businesses, and I'm still for entrepreneurship. But as me at 49 3/4, no, I'm 50. I want it easier. I want to have a vacation.
Yeah. Who was there somebody that inspired you to want to be an entrepreneur? Like, how did they come about?
I think it's just how you're wired. Obviously, both my grandpas did their own thing.
So it was modeled for you. Son.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And my dad has done some things on his own, and a lot of my family obviously do their own thing, and there's a sense of freedom there. There's a little bit of freedom that you get.
Yeah.
You pay for that, but but it is there, and it's a drive. It keeps you going. It keeps you striving.
What's probably been because you've done all of these ventures in Guthrie. Like, which one was like, man, I probably wish I could have continued to do that, or which one was the funnest to you?
Man, you're gonna put me on the spot there again. I don't know. I don't have one that just actually stands out. Really, that I like more than the other. Because to me, business is business, and it doesn't matter what you're selling or what you're doing. The end result's the same. So I've liked everything that I've done, but I like selling. I do. I was a salesman for quite a few years in the oil field and in different areas, and I love meeting the people. I love meeting people that you would never have met unless you were in business with them. And you get to know them. I've met some lifelong friends in Yukon and Mustang, and Oklahoma City that I met through them that I haven't been in that business in going on 10 years now, and I still talk to them.
That's cool.
Still have a conversation with them. So
I guess if you're a salesperson, it doesn't matter what you for the most part, the thing that drives you is just the selling part,
right?
So, and I think the way you answered it just speaks to you being a true born entrepreneur. You have that in you. It's like the end result's the same. Like, I just love getting to this end result.
Yeah,
and and so that's what most people who are true entrepreneurs say. It's not so much me being passionate about something. I just love the journey of entrepreneurship, and that's really cool. So GuthrieAmerica has a lot of events here. Well, I won't say a lot, but we historically had a few events that have been around forever. Let's say like 89ers. Talk to me about some of your favorite events. And it can be even a new event. I know you were just recently a part of an event.
Yeah. You're gonna make me say that, aren't you? I will
reminisce on that a little bit.
I will. I'm proud of it. 89ers was always a big thing as a kid. I remember that the carnival seemed like it was the whole town, and now, even as I've seen with my kids growing up, I think, man, this carnival gets any smaller, we're gonna have a quarter and a pony out there that you put in, but as a kid, I don't know that it was any bigger than it is now, but as a kid, you see your perception is different. I will say I like people. I want to say that, but I don't like too many people. And 89ers has got too many people in Guthrie, and it's good for the town. But I try to stay on the outskirts. I try to stay home now. I don't know the last time I watched a parade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember.
When the last time you came downtown?
Oh, when I actually went down there, yeah.
Wow.
And that's probably wrong. I probably should. I mean, I support it, but too many people.
Yeah. No, I think I don't think sometimes we don't have to be a part of everything.
Right.
But we definitely can have an appreciation that is happening in our town.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of events like that. Like I probably wouldn't have never went to a bluegrass event unless, I was invited a couple of times to come and greet.
Yeah.
Just to greet the people at the beginning, because bluegrass just really in my jam. But I appreciate it. I've always appreciated it being there and bringing people in our community.
It does bring a lot of people in. I've been doing that for 5 years. Chuck Bircher wrangled me into that, and he's a salesman.
Yeah, he is a salesman.
He is a salesman.
What did Chuck do for a living? Like, what is he? What was his career? Oh, he's a fireman.
Yeah,
that's right.
Fireman,
That's right. He's a fireman. Yeah.
And he got me and Crystal to come down there one year and met some of the best people from Kansas, Missouri. They've been coming every year. I think it's 17 or 18 years that the bluegrass has been going on. Maybe 20.
I think as long as that.
It might be. They've been to every
2025.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I think so. Because it was in the 90s.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, I want to say it was the 90s.
But we're there every year now, and I meet the people, and my best time down there is the people on stage are excellent. They're great at what they do. But I love camp to camp, listening to the guys
to
just
the people
do their own thing.
Yeah,
there's a Stillwater camp, there's an Edmond camp, there's a Kansas City camp, and there's a just one more camp. That's ours because we just have, just one more come down with just one more. That's kind of our saying. It's on my smoker. Just one more.
Okay.
Crystal came up with that. I can't take the credit for that.
Yeah.
But the bluegrass does do good for Guthrie. And the city works. Tenny and his crew put in they put in a lot of work down there
for a lot of different events.
Yeah,
I mean definitely for that, but
this weekend,
yeah, they do that for a lot of events. But there's even new events. There may have been always a barbecue contest. Is that how you say
there has been? Don had put 2 or 3 of those on before this one, and COVID kind of hindered that a little bit. So this was this recent one, which worked out great, being on Red Brick Nights Day, and we had a 420 or 30 people turn out for that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 15 contestants. One from Yuma, Arizona. One from Odessa that had some ties with some people in Guthrie. Stillwater, Perry, Oklahoma City entries.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is cool. Now, when you say 400-something people, was that like bought tickets and walked through?
Yeah, that was what we sold ticket. Now there was more people that didn't want to vote, but they took a plate because it was $11, and then you could sample all 15 people's food.
Yeah. I was out of town, but I really wanted to come. I think the one before COVID I went to, and so. But that is really cool. That's a great turnout.
Yeah, it was.
That is really cool.
It was great.
And so how did you end up? You were part of the contest.
Yeah, I helped Don a little bit. I can't take much credit. He did a lot. He did a lot on, and he's done this for a while. But I helped as much as I could. We had a team. That was my oldest son, and my dad. And we didn't lose, but we lost first. And if I'm going to lose to anybody, I love the guy that I lost to.
That you lost to?
And
that always makes it better?
Yeah.
That may make it worse for me if it's like somebody that I really love and like. Because I know I'm going to always see them. Yeah.
Well, I'm practicing now already for next year, so he ain't winning next year.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. So what is it? I don't want to stay on barbecue, but what does it take to be a good – was y'all smoking, grilling?
Yeah, we all had – well, okay, so this was pretty much – designed for. I'm sorry.
This
was pretty much designed for what you're good at. Bring it. If you're desserts, bring a dessert. Do a dessert. And there was people with Weber grills, charcoal grills, smokers.
Yeah.
It's just whatever you're good at cooking. That's what we wanted to see.
Gotcha.
And so there was a variety. We had a guy, shouldn't say guy. There was a team that had goat and lamb, brisket. A little bit of chicken.
So in the competition was just which one you ever thought tastes the best?
It was people's choice, what the people liked the best.
So it wasn't a category or nothing? Just
no category. You just cook what you wanted to cook.
And it just, whoever thought that this was the best tasting thing, that's who won. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I love how you say a team. Like when you think about a cook-off, you don't think about a team of people.
It takes
a team.
Yeah, it does.
Are you there overnight for those who smoked or whatever?
We were there. I got up Friday morning, 6:00 like I normally do, and I didn't see my bed until Saturday night at about 9:30.
No.
And I was getting cranky.
I bet you.
But it was good camaraderie, good fellowship. Because everybody's up all night.
Yeah.
Everybody's up all night.
Yeah.
So.
No, that is awesome. That's awesome. So tell people a couple of things that you just love about GuthrieAmerica.
Man, I like Guthrie, probably a selfish reason, but when I go anywhere in town to eat, I know somebody. And we have a conversation. And was at El Rodeo Friday night, saw Todd Hinkle. Hadn't seen Todd Hinkle in I don't know how many years. And I talked to his brother Terry all the time, but didn't see Todd. I just wanted to hug him.
Yeah.
Went to school with him all my life. It's just that small. I love the small town vibe.
Yeah.
I love that small town vibe.
Yeah. No, that's same here. When you hear, we have the Choose Guthrie signs all through town and everything. What does that mean to you when you see those signs?
Well, that means it's supporting. We've got a lot of small town business still, and you support Guthrie. That money stays here. I've some of the people that I know and some of my friends are now in the council and different areas of the city that I talk to, and I know now what those tax dollars mean, and I know what buying here, staying here does for our local community. And if we eat out 2 to 3 times a week, we don't go out of town. We eat here in Guthrie. And I know our choices are somewhat limited, but we support here. I'm not saying we don't ever go out of town, but
because people are like, you can't say anything like that to people.
Right.
They see you at Chick-fil-A and Edmond, they be like, now what are you doing? So I saw Jeff at Chick-fil-A then.
But we do. We try to support it here. We try to spend our money here, and that's our population hasn't grown a whole lot over the previous probably 50 years, but I know that I'm okay with that. If I wanted to live in Edmond, I'd move to Edmond. And I don't mean that bad towards Edmond at all. I love our small town community.
Yeah, we're not really as small as some, but we're small enough,
right.
And that's the same thing I say. But it is kind of amazing to me that you mentioned that we've kind of stayed the same size. I'm like, man, it feels like we're growing. Like I drive downtown now. I'm like,
I think we have grown a little bit. It was 10,000. I don't know what our population is.
Yeah,
now.
No, I don't think it's been much. But I'm saying like it does feel like it has grown some, but those numbers still stay about the same.
Yeah,
we haven't grown much if we have. But I always tell people I don't mind if the outskirts grow. I just don't want my
yeah.
Y'all can grow all you want to out on the outskirts. You do all it. Just don't mess up coming through town and all that.
Right.
No, we welcome people. It's a great town, and it's cool to be able to sit down with people like yourself who've grown up here and kind of be able to talk about all the cool stuff that the few cool things that we have is being a small town. You don't have a whole bunch, but it's good enough for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I appreciate that, man. Well, Jeff, thank you for joining and sitting down with me and being willing to share your story through conversation. And
enjoyed it.
continue to be a great asset to our community, you and your wife and family. And so I appreciate you all. And ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you listening in. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast app if that's a thing. That may just be Apple Podcast, but subscribe if you're on Apple Podcasts, RSS, just however you can. Oh, you can also subscribe on YouTube so you can stay informed for our next episode of the Guthrie America podcast. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, as always, go win.
Go win.
Thank you.